Welcome along to our big match preview and backed by Ladbrokes for the season. Remember to go ahead and check out Ladbrokes Odds Boost, available in the link below to instantly increase your odds for the weekend's action. T's and C's apply. Saints in FA Cup 4th round action on Saturday as we host Watford at St Mary's. Clive's with me to look ahead to the game, but I think we'll address the elephant in the room from the last encounter. Unbelievable blatant handball, robbed us of 3 points at the beginning of the month, adds fuel to the fire of the VAR argument. It will be in action in the FA Cup 4th round this weekend, but it's not going to be at St Mary's. Clive, just how did we feel realising that the complete injustice of that goal at the beginning of the month?
Yeah, it was gutting, but you don't need VAR for that. You just need to send the linesman to Specsavers, because that was so obvious, and you just had to look at the reaction of our goalie and Cedric on the line. And it was clear what had happened, and how I can kind of get that the ref didn't see it, but not the lino. He really should have pulled that one up. Yeah,
the lino was right up with play. Cedric, he'd by all his protests, gets a yellow card for his troubles.
You're gonna feel aggrieved if you're the players there on the line and you just seen it punched in. You're not just go, oh yeah, thank you Watford, you just got a lovely equaliser. So yeah, it is a natural reaction from the player. So, but from the fans' point of view, gutting, fair play. Watford did give it a go second half. They did give it the gun, and they put us under a lot of pressure. But really, I felt that Saints should have taken it back to them and pushed them higher up the pitch. But that's history now. We look forward to Saturday, and of course, again, things have changed. Watford have got a new manager. You'd imagine that would give them added impetus. They're probably 3 or 4 wins away from safety, so they're not out of the woods yet. They're certainly not out of the woods.
Yeah, and the new manager in is Javi Gracia. Watford make another managerial merry-go-round at the football club. And I was speaking to some of the Watford fans earlier this week. They said it's pretty hard to predict. They're not quite sure what the objective is for this match. But more importantly, what should our ambition be? This weekend, I think it's a winnable game, but hopefully we should use it to build on what is currently an unbeaten run in 3 games.
Exactly. Use the impetus of the last 3 games and keep the momentum going, because it's amazing what winning does to confidence. And clearly that's something that was really, really lacking recently. And I think if Saints players, we all know they can play. Can they fight like they did against Tottenham? Well, that's to be proven in the future. The one thing it's given is all the fans a bit of heart looking forward, and you just hope that this game will increase that. Will increase that feeling of actual optimism where there was a feeling of doom and gloom before.
Yeah, certainly some optimism, but sure, the papers write stuff all the time, and this week there's been some speculation about how Saints are ready to ditch Pellegrino. But if anybody believes that story at home, they need to take a hard look at themselves, because that paper, well known for falsifying stories, and the local club journalists close to the club completely called them out and called BS on the whole story.
That's their prerogative. But as I said before, I'm surprised he's still in a job. But he's there. He's our man, and and if you can produce a performance like you did against Tottenham, you give the team your full support, and you support them anyway. And on that subject, I thought Sunday the support grew as the game went on, because I think it really was about winning the fans over and winning the belief of the fans over. And I think it's there for a lot of people. Bit sad to see some of the people still slagging individuals off. I don't get where they're coming from when someone like Tadic has had such a wonderful game and they're still slagging him off. But he's had a disappointing season, but he had a great game on Sunday. And he's one of our class players that can really turn it on. On his day, he can really win a game on his own with his vision. And let's hope that we purchase the right players and that he can get the bullets and fire the service into the centre forwards who are going to put the goals in the net. It's not rocket science. It's just that's very simple football. But if you get the ball to Tadic early, he will do the business.
Yeah, well, you mentioned the fans there. I think it was the first time last weekend we were all sort of unified, really got behind the team. But this week, massive week for us. Following games in the league, we've got Brighton, we've got West Brom, winnable games with clubs around us, of course, and hopefully we should be celebrating a new edition or two by the end of this weekend, which we'll be discussing in more detail over in another video. But Clive, what do you think of our chances are on Saturday, and what sort of morale boost would a new edition be?
I think, but I'd rather concentrate. I don't think you can predict what's going to happen Saturday because there's too many changeable factors in that. We don't know what sort of team Saints are going to put out or Watford, and we don't know the effect of the new Watford manager. So it's very difficult to predict that what's going to happen. I just hope we go out and play with a bit of fire in our bellies yet again, and a bit of fight, and get the fans up again. You know, £12 to get in this week, so it's sensible pricing. I don't go with the people that say, oh, the FA Cup's not important, because you never know when it's your year. Nobody would have ever predicted 1976. So you just never know. And okay, you do need the big guns out early doors, and that hasn't quite happened yet and doesn't look like it's going to happen in the fourth round, but you never know.
Yeah, and well, last year we completely wrote this off. There was no fight. We completely rolled over 5-0 against Arsenal. We focused on the League Cup that weekend, but slightly more hopeful this weekend. Hard to predict, but what are your hopes for this weekend?
I'd like to think that we can build on the recent form, play some good stuff, get a home win. Just a win does so much for confidence, so much, and get us in the fifth round. Let's get a nice juicy away tie to Notts County or Coventry or someone like that, and let's have a great day out. I mean, the only negative thing from my point of view is the fact of this giving the away team so much of the northern end. I really think that's something that needs to be looked at. In terms of vocal support, it gives the away team a massive advantage, and the home fans are moved away from the usual areas that they're in. So the guys that do sing are in all a little bit sporadic. So I think that's something that we need to look at looking forward. It's very difficult, I know, because of the way the ground's set up and police restrictions. But I really think that is something. Why should we give the best part of the ground to the away fans? I think that's something that needs to be looked at in the future.
Yeah, and we certainly need some more unification this weekend. But excellent stuff, though, mate. Remember to go ahead and leave us your predictions for our FA Cup fourth round tie at 3 o'clock this Saturday. Go ahead and check out our latest episode of TY Transfer Talk. We'll talk more detail on Guido Carrillo and potentially Kinsey Promes. But leave us your likes, your comments, and subscribe for more.